Welcome to Learning Together 2020. This was just a brainstorm that I had knowing that we're facing this crazy time right now, and I feel like a lot of people are just trying to figure out what to do next. So as a teacher for so many years, as most of you know, I just wanted to open a group where we can support each other, learning with not only trying to figure out like our homeschool responsibilities for our kiddos if we have them, but also a place where we can come together and support each other and navigating working from home if that's what you're doing, or trying to balance having your children at home. This time, who would have thought? I can't even believe that we're all facing this. But this site, Learning Together 2020, is just a place where we can share and collaborate and celebrate and be safe without judgment, to see and learn and experience things that are working and things that aren't working, as we're trying to provide experiences for our kiddos since they can't be in school, and also take care of ourselves and our family. So my main message is that everyone needs to figure out what's going to work for them. So you do you. Take time to figure this out. Kids are going to be okay, and their teachers are going to be willing to support you. We don't know. We don't know how long this is going to last. My friends in Kansas, their children aren't going back to school at all this year. That is a lot to take on. So just take your time and figure out the dynamics that work for you. What works for a friend may not work for you. What works for you may not work for them. I think one of the most important things that we can do is keep it fun. We all know from our own experiences and from watching our kids that the most learning happens when it's fun. So try to keep things light. Try to create a sense of structure that's not overwhelming for you or your kids. And think about sustainability, because if you're doing this until May and then it's summer and you're doing more of the same, then you have to think about kind of the long term and how, you can manage just that sustainability piece. I know that there are a ton of resources and websites. I see posts all the time with lists of different opportunities that you can do within your four walls of your home or out in the neighborhood. So just try to navigate those with grace, because you're not going to be able to do everything, especially considering the social distancing piece. So it's not like you can just take a field trip to the zoo. However, there are some really great live webcams that I am actually enjoying watching myself. So try to think about things that you can do with things that you already have at home, or things that you already do that can be learning experiences for your kiddos. Of course, reading is like always important. And there are so many different ways to do that. So your kiddo doesn't necessarily have to sit with a book in their hand to do a lot of really great reading. Technical reading is like part of our curriculum. And the best ways to do that are by doing activities together, whether it's cooking or putting a project together that has instructions, Legos, anything like that. And then you can always do the reverse by having the kids write directions for what they did, which is really kind of a fun thing to do. But anyway, there's tons of things you can do. I love the way all the companies are being so gracious with free subscriptions and, providing opportunities for parents without spending a lot of money. So you can do brain breaks with GoNoodle, and there's like lots of subscriptions for, free 30 days or not 60 or 90. I've seen also. If you have college age kids that are coming home, that creates a different situation. But if I was at home and I was with my kids at this time when they were younger, I would definitely have to set some structure and some expectations. So I thought about like having like a little class meeting, if you would, and choosing jobs just like I did when I was in the classroom for kids to have as custodian or, you know, the teacher's assistant for the day or whatever fits your family. But use this opportunity to maybe get them to do some more jobs because you're now the teacher. And, you know, it's always okay to say, oh, Mrs. Smith said that it would be a good idea for you to do chores this week. So that's always a little strategy you could use. One of my favorite people that has some amazing resources for you is Kevin Honeycutt, spelled just like it sounds, and I'll post it in the comments under this live feed. He has so much information, it's overwhelming, but he has a little bit for everybody. One of my favorite things, and I used this when I was in the classroom, he's actually from Inman, Kansas, originally, where I was teaching, and we've actually had an opportunity to work together recently in two different situations, me with Spoon Read and him with his ASDAC speaking opportunities that he does. We're working together on a project in Montana. So if anyone is here from Montana, thank you so much for joining. But a few of Kevin's really great pieces that he has on his website. One of them is called Art Snacks, and he just does these little short drawing videos where your kids can actually draw. He has like hundreds of different things that they could draw. So, and he's so cool that if you want something, if you're doing something as a family, maybe you're doing, you know, a little project-based learning on bugs or something, and you want to have like a 8-year-old drawing lesson on butterflies or dragonflies or something, you can literally reach out to him and he'll do that for you. He also has some really great ways to do music with your kiddos. Learn how to play the guitar on a phone or an iPad. Like, he has some really, really cool stuff. And then one of the things that we did together when we were in Montana is we built a Martian colony out of cardboard and duct tape. So, and he has lots of like smaller scale things that you can do on that website. So lots of really fun ideas on his website. Of course, this little live stream is sponsored by Spoon Read. Spoon Read is a really cool reading app. One of the things about Spoon Read that I really, really love and support, and one of the reasons it's so dear to my heart, is that kids can read on a device a full book. You can go to parentclub.spoonread.net and set up an account. We could actually have 20% off your order right now. It's mostly K6 books, so almost 1,000 titles. You're able to share how well and how much your children are reading with your teachers if you want. They answer a question after every little chunk or spoonful of text to make sure that they're reading closely. The login is 100% secure, so you set up an account and then they log in with a number, so there's no, you know, way that information can get out anywhere. It's all completely private. You get immediate implementation. It comes right directly to your device just as soon as you pay for it. And if you need help, just let me know. I'm happy to walk you through any of that and train you on how that can work. We also have some print versions available. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll put some information at the bottom of this thread as well. The other thing that I would love to hear from you all is we're actually working on a new app for parents. And so if you think of things during this time that you would love to have some information about, just add that to the comments under this thread. I'm thinking of things like at-home exercise, if you usually go to the gym, if you'd like some information or a book about that. If you want to learn about social emotional learning for your children, fixing healthy things that kids love, any ideas that you would like to have more information on, we're working on putting together a kind of a parent version of Spoon Read. So I'd love to have your input on that. So that's really almost it. The only thing that I want to say before we go is that make sure you're taking care of you during this time. It's easy to kind of get stressed about whether you're providing, everything that your kids need. You can't be the best for them unless you're taking care of you. So, make sure that even though we're socially distancing, you're setting a virtual coffee date with friends or happy hour, or you're asking grandma and grandpa to FaceTime a baking lesson or something with gardening so that you can have a little break. I can tell you that by the end of summer every year, I was 100% certain that I couldn't be a stay-at-home mom. And as much as I love my children and I love other people's children just as much, I needed that structure for me to be the best person that I could be. So make sure you give yourself some grace. Depend on your tribe to help you. And if you have any questions or want any support or need anything, please let me know. And please join Learning Together 2020 if you haven't, and post your pictures of things that are really great, things you tried that were horrible, anything. We're here to support each other and celebrate and encourage each other during this time. Thanks so much for joining. I'll let you know when we meet again.